How's everybody doing today? It's Friday. We got another weekend. How quick this came. You know, folks, I got so much that I want to talk to you about that I don't even know where to begin. Now, if you just saw my video that I just posted about the government lying to us about the Epstein files. Now you can rest assured they're going to do the same with the Diddy files. Because as I've been saying, folks, I came to the conclusion it wasn't Diddy that they really want, because they don't care about these freak out parties. Okay? Who cares about what somebody does in their bedroom? Okay? I do care about somebody that's beating women. Now that to me is a no-no, okay? And, you know, let's be honest, okay? That I'm dead set against men beating women. And I wanted to share that with you, okay? Can't get nobody here today. Where, man? You know, I came here because they're loading the elevator, somebody's moving in the building. So I said, let me take this time to do a live show. All right? I'm very, very disappointed in our government for not leveling with us and not providing. This morning, Bill O'Reilly, I saw Bill O'Reilly, he was on Live Nation. I can forget the guy who was, the show he was on. He had a discussion with President Trump regarding these files. Hi, Miranda, thank you. All right? Little truth and more lies. Yes. You know, and Bill O'Reilly said something that President Trump said to him, that they can't show the name because there might be some innocent people that people just had a drink with them, all right, with Epstein or lunch or dinner. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of people. Andrew, my buddy Andrew from Manchester, the writers of Accidental Gangster, and our man in London. Good morning, Andrew. So anyways, you know, you folks distract me. I try to say hello to everybody, okay? And, but getting back to what Bill O'Reilly said about Donald Trump saying that there's going to be some innocent people and they don't want any harm to done to them. Granted, I agree with that. You know how easy it is to omit the people that are innocent and just show us the ones that Epstein had with other underage girls. That's all they got to do. But what's wrong with our government? It's a simple solution. Bill O'Reilly, Bill, you got to talk to the president about that, okay? That's a very simple solution, okay? I tell you, it's got me very upset, folks. And you know, the more I think about the Diddy trial, I think it was a distraction. The real thing they wanted from Diddy was that they got it when they raided his homes. Now remember, you had Homeland Security raiding his homes, not the FBI. Now why is that? The only thing they wanted was the same thing they got from Epstein, is the names of the powerful people that were going to these freak-offs, all right? And perhaps maybe there was some young girls involved, okay? That's what they wanted, because they got to hide those names from all of us, you, me, and the rest of the nation, the rest of the world. I mean, okay, let's get over that. You know, I'm going to be talking more about Epstein, how he began, and, you know, I know I've been promising it to you, but I got so busy with all these other things here. All right? Zami, can you tell us if you financed porn movies back in the 70s? Well, Zami, let me tell you about porn movies. I did not finance any, okay, but I was involved with the major players in the porn industry, handling a lot of problems for them, you know, and this is what I do, okay? I handle problems. I handle them nicely, put them to bed, no mess, no nothing, and that's what I do. You know, I mentioned, people ask me about Michael Jackson. Would you believe that I got a call yesterday from somebody I haven't talked to in 10 years? I was at my son's when the call came in, and it happens to be with the Michael Jackson estate, and they want to meet with me. So we're meeting today at 4:30 over at the Four Seasons Hotel here in Beverly Hills. All right, that's all I can say about it. I know what it's about, and it involves billions of dollars. And will I be involved in it? If they have the money to pay me for my retainer. I want you to know, I don't get involved in handling these problems, you know, that I'm going to make money 10 years from now and they're going to give me a percentage. No, I need to be paid for my time, okay? Because when people need me, I never know what it's about, okay? Oh my God, huh, Michael? Somebody else, Miranda? Somebody else reported on that, huh? Isn't it funny how I get involved in these things and people call me? See, this is what I'm known for. I'm known as a Hollywood fixer. And it's all in my book there, folks. You just read it all there, okay? And I want you to know that book is available in Audible, Kindle, all right? Any way you like to read your books. And, you know, I like to talk about reading. I read every night. I got different books. I got another book coming in from Daniel De Silva. I like what he writes about. And, you know, and now there's a new TV show on Amazon called Ballard. All right? And the book was written by Michael Connolly. And I got to tell you what reading can do for you. Reading takes you right out of the zone. When I was locked up in Brooklyn, New York, MDC, right where Diddy's at now, a friend of mine comes to me with a book. He says, I think you'll like this one, Ori. I think it was called Echo Park, okay? So I'm in my cell. I said, let me see what it's about. And I start reading. It's about a homicide detective in Hollywood, Harry Bosch. And there was a TV series on Amazon about that also. So anyway, I'm reading this book. Harry Bosch, he's driving down La Cienega Boulevard. He's turning left on Melrose. And here I am in a prison cell in MDC, Brooklyn. And this book brought me right from Brooklyn, right back home, all right, to Los Angeles. I knew where the liquor store, the dry cleaners, the flower shop, the gym. I knew everything on that corner. And that's what books can do. They bring you to another place, okay? So if you don't read my book, read a book, okay? There's a lot. Books are the best thing ever, all right? Now, folks, I got involved in this here, doing these podcasts. It's all an accidental thing. Everybody was telling me I should do it. And, I never saw where there's any money. I'm not making that money on here. But I enjoy talking to you folks. Okay? And so I'm happy to be given my wisdom. My mate from London, Joey Powell, calling me. I got to call him back. All right? Erica, you can get that book. Just click the link in my profile, folks. You can buy it from my website if you want an autographed copy, and you can take it to Amazon, or you can go to Barnes and Noble, whatever. Okay, but Joe Pickett, that's a great series too. All right, Miranda. I tell you, reading I love it. Makes me forget the whole world and bring me someplace else. I'm going to be talking to you more about how Jeffrey Epstein got his start. You all know that a former U.S. Attorney General, Bill Barr, he was under Trump's first administration, and he was the Attorney General for George W. Bush. But it was his father, Donald Barr, okay? His occupation, he was an educator from Columbia University, headmaster of Dalton School. Wait till you hear the story how he got Jeffrey Epstein a teaching job. Well, he didn't have a degree. He was not a teacher. There's speculation that Donald Barr was CIA. I don't know if that's true or not true, but I'm diving deep into it, folks. And I showed you yesterday, I got papers all over here and my printer's here, all right, because, I can't, hey, look, I'm 80 years old. I wear glasses, I try to read everything I could, okay? And so, I put time, cost me money, all right? So, folks, there's a thanks button down there. If you want to help me out, give me a few bucks, go ahead. Any love you want to give me is deeply appreciated. And in my thing, I got my Venmo and my PayPal. If you got it, if not, don't worry about it. All right? Whatever you can do is appreciated. Because I got a lot of things, and you're going to be seeing me every day. So, folks, share my videos, leave comments, and I'm just learning about this stuff. I don't know how YouTube works and all that there. And, I want to talk about, I voted for Donald Trump. I like Donald Trump. I like most of what he's doing. But I'm not happy with what he's doing on this immigration thing. I'm all for getting the killers, the rapists, getting the real bad people off the streets and deporting them. I'm 100% behind that. Agent Orange, how you doing? Okay. I guess you have Agent Orange, okay? I'm very familiar with that there, okay? So you must have been in the service. I want to thank you for your service and anybody else that has been in the service, okay? Thank you for your service. So anyways, yesterday, and they're still out there, all right, at the largest pot farm. The largest pot farm. Supposedly, they're pulling off all the workers from that farm. Now, I guarantee you, most of those people, some of them been there 20 years, okay? They're not killers, they're not rapists. They're people trying to make a living to support their families. And these people are getting messed up, mixed up in this immigration, all right, with Holman. And by the way, I'm not crazy about Holman. He's like a bully. He comes out, he makes all these threats, and then don't do shit. He's the kind of guy that, when I was in school, all right, he's the kind of guy who would have been beaten up. You know what I mean? Yes, Erica, you saw me on Sean Atwood. Sean's a friend of mine. I've been on his show a couple of times. And he interviewed me many years ago. Yes. So, I think it's wrong picking up people who are here trying to make a living, support their family, and they're getting tied up and being deported, and it's terrible. All right, but there's a lot of confrontation. It's been going on now for over a day north of me in Camarillo. This pot farm, and you got to know something about pot farms. Pot farms got to run 365 days a year, okay? They got to be going. You can't take them out of business for a day or two, right? Creates havoc for the company. All right. It's not because of its crop. I don't think that's it. They're one of the biggest farmers. They cover like 5.5 million miles. It's an enormous place. And the company is. They have an FBI agent on board. Okay, so I don't think this is for the immigrants. I think they're trying to send a message. But the thing is, if they're going to pot farm and they're going north, they're going to go where all our fruits and vegetables are grown. Now, I guarantee you, none of you are going to go take a job picking cherries from a tree and, picking lettuce, cutting lettuce and garlic and all that stuff, okay? But these people come, they've been here for a long time. If they take those people, can you imagine what the price of groceries are going to go, all right, on your fruits and vegetables? Right now they're high. Trump, what's he doing? And he's not doing nothing about the economy. You can't go in a grocery store and buy anything less than $10 nowadays. These terrorists, I don't know what's going to happen with them. I got a lot of friends who are in the real estate industry, all right? They're getting killed. They can't make a living. People are not buying homes because the interest rates are so high. And Trump can't fire Powell. You can't fire the guy in charge of the Federal Reserve, so he's got to wait until his term is up, which I think is next March or September. I forget exactly when. And this guy refuses to lower the interest rates. Now, for all of you, the interest rate's high. But I was buying and selling homes in the late 60s and 70s, and the interest rate was 7%. It was not a problem then. But then they started coming in with all this special financing, all these games that they played. The interest rate went down to 3%. Now it's up, I don't even know what it is, 6.25, I think. Okay? And they're trying to bring it down. But they got to bring it down to 5 before people are going to sell their home, or people can't afford a home today. Not here, what? You can't find a house here for $1 million. And then if you did, you got to have $250,000 to put down to buy it. Yes, Agent Orange, those cabbage lettuce is one of the hardest crops to pick. Shanika, me too, friend. All right, folks, have you all subscribed to my channel? I hope you have. Okay. I'm getting close to that 10,000 subscriber. I never thought I'd do it. So I want to thank you all for that. What else can we talk about today? Let's talk about happiness, folks. You know, I try to make somebody, every day, I try to make somebody happy. And, you know, if you make one person happy, they make somebody else, and it goes like that, you know? So, folks, we live in a country. Don't count on your government. Don't count on anybody. You want to get something done, it's up to you to do it and get it done. So, folks, I want you all to have a wonderful weekend. Be happy, make others happy. Yes, Miranda, be kind to others. You know, and I do that every day when I take my walk. I say hello to everybody. Some of them get shocked. Oh, hello. Okay? They're not accustomed to people talking to them. They're looking down at their phones. Everything's the phone. And I'm going to be getting into that. Who I think started Facebook. I don't think it was Zuckerberg. I think it was our government. The CIA. You know why I think that? Hey, they're the ones who got involved in the drug business. Remember years ago? They started this shit. Okay? Why did they do that? So they got a tab. They know what everybody's doing. Okay? They know what we're all doing all the time. So, folks, I'm going to be talking about that there because I'm actually reading a book about it right now. Okay? Thank you, Pamela. Pamela. That's nice. I appreciate that. Southern Oregon coast. Beautiful country up there. Yes, I know since young adults we have to teach them by example. Very astute of you, Miranda. You know, and in my book, I say if I could help one young person stay out of a life of crime, it was worth it. Okay? One, I've helped many. I have mentored several young men in gangs and so forth. Schools, I did interviews in schools. Okay? We got to teach our children respect. My children have respect. But something happened after that down the line. They're not teaching respect. You know, and I think every young man should, at the age of 18, go into the military. Serve 2 or 3 years. Because they will learn respect, honor, and loyalty. And our crime rate will go down, down, down. Hello, Felicia. Thank you for coming. All right, folks, I'm going to go take my walk, and then I'm going to go get a little sun. You know, I love the sun. It makes me happy, makes me smile, all right? You got to learn how to come. Miranda, respect and communication skills are needed. Our kids don't know how to resolve conflicts with words. You know what I recommend? Take their phones away. Let them start talking to their friends. That's what I did when I was young. We talked to our neighbors. We knew everybody. Today they don't. Today's everybody's glued to that goddamn phone. So it's up to the parents to teach them. So folks, I'm going to leave now. Everybody have a great blessed day and a happy weekend. I'll see you soon. God bless. And as usual, all my love and respect to each and every one of you. Thank you.